Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Friendship Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, September 30th of 2025. I have 8:55 in the p.m. Let's say it together. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Well, people, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. It is almost 9 p.m. in the Midwest, which means it should be what, 10 p.m. in Washington, D.C.? Let's see if I can clarify that. What time is it in D.C.?
In District of Columbia, it's 9:55 p.m.
So we have 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours to try and keep our government open. It seems like every 4 to 8 months we go through this clown show. Will this one stick? Will this one stick? And will it make our government vulnerable and our military vulnerable? Well, Pearson, what are you saying? You can't keep pressing the military to do A, B, and C when you don't do X, Y, and Z. How in God's name do you expect governmental workers and those who wear the badge and those who do the service in our military to really keep a high psychological, mental level when our Congress, our president, our Speaker of the House, they can't resolve budget issues? We do budgets every day, whether it's at home, whether it's a personal business or organization. We know every week, every month, every quarter, every year, we make plans and we make adjustments, but we stay open and we don't threaten that unless it's something so far out of hand that we just can't run, because we know morale is everything. Morale is the blood. It's a lifeblood, the spirit. And I want you to understand, as I do this video, Satan is cracking the spirit of America and the world. And one way to do it is to bring some more uncertainty, like we ain't have enough, right? I might go live tonight and talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys around the United States and how it might affect you if they do shut it down. Check it out.
The United States may be set for the largest mass resignation in history. More than 100,000 federal workers will resign on Tuesday. It comes under a Trump administration program which is aimed at cutting government jobs. This as Congress faces a shutdown deadline. The resignations are part of a plan called Deferred Resignation Program. Workers say months of fear, pressure, and job insecurity forced them out. Some describe it as losing their mission and purpose in government. Yes, it is Congress which controls the money that runs federal government. If Congress passes the funding law, then only government offices will stay open. If no deal is reached, the White House has ordered agencies to prepare for large-scale firings as well. In total, nearly 275,000 workers may leave through resignations, early retirement.
In other words, another Doge attack. That's what it is, people. It started with Elon Musk and Trump. Then they paraded around the last few months like they're not getting along. And since then, this would be the second cut under Trump alone. Well, Pearson, you can't blame it just on Trump. Wait till I show you the numbers. We got a do nothing government. We've been taking over, people. We have a loosely knit world order, and this is part of the playbook to bring as much misery as possible. So when they say you can't buy or sell without this mark, you'll take it. When they say let's go into a global economic system, you'll take it, because we'll have WW3, maybe a banking crisis, and everything in between. Social chaos, military in the street. Don't you see it coming? It makes you hate this thing called life. But people, it ain't us. It ain't us, it's them. These are fallen angels who are in charge. They just look like us. And I don't care what nobody says.
And federal workers in Georgia should be watching this closely. We know if the government shuts down, thousands could be furloughed or even laid off. We're taking a live look now at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Essential workers here, like air traffic controllers and TSA agents, will be impacted, having to work without pay if Democrat and Republican lawmakers do not strike a deal by midnight. Now, other groups that could be impacted include Georgia farmers who rely on federal programs for crop insurance, disaster relief, and conservation efforts. Those programs would be delayed, leading to financial strain on farmers. Also, civilians who work on military bases could be furloughed, with non-essential operations and construction projects paused, which we have seen in the past during a government shutdown. Also, federally funded research projects could be put on hold, impacting the CDC and also colleges like UGA and Georgia Tech.
Average person's probably not going to see much impact directly. I think where the impact will be, depending on the length of the shutdown, will be to GDP and other factors such as government loans, government contract work, things that stem around and involve around the federal government. And of course, those who will be directly impacted will be.
So we'll see how long it's going to last if it happens. We've got 2 hours, people.
Government workers who will be furloughed or asked to work without pay until the shutdown ends.
Would you work without pay? I want you to look at this man and think about what you just saw in the last 2 videos. And look at his response as he's playing both sides psychologically.
So the last thing we want to do is shut it down, but a lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things.
Isn't that sick? Isn't that sick? He's supposed to be representing America. And we talking about money, and you talking about politics. We got some sick folks in leadership. Oh, wait, a lot of good could come out of it. Well, why don't you get unemployed, Trump? Oh, Pearson, we got to trim the fat to save the government. I wish I could pull up my old videos right about now. I've been telling y'all, they created the problem. And now they want to beat you up again. And let me tell y'all something. They created a false economy over the last 40, 50 years. I've done videos on that. It's time to do another one. They created a false economy. Now all these big box stores are closing. CVS is closing. Walmart is closing. Walgreens are closing. They're having to take gas stations and merge them with Dunkin' Donuts and a barbecue house all under one roof to save on taxes and real estate costs. We doing everything we can. We went from white paper bags to brown paper bags to plastic paper bags, no straws. I mean, it's just, we're doing everything we can to cut back. But they had a false economy. $37 trillion in debt, people. I want you to wrap your mind around it. $37 trillion in debt. If they had leveled with the people and with the business people, businesses wouldn't have kept expanding, because you're expanding your business and your empire and your real estate and everything based on what the government is doing and what they tell you the stock market is doing. But like I told a lady in the grocery store about a month ago, their economy is not our economy. The stock market ain't got a daggone thing to do with what we do every day. They can make money hand over fist. We still go into a recession tomorrow, of which we are. So they sell it through their eyes that the economy is stable. It's not stable. It is a depression in some states. You know it and I know it. And they keep ballooning the economy. They done brought these illegals over here, added more. And that's not, you got money for illegals. So with the government shutdown, they're gonna stop sending money to illegals too, and they're gonna be out in the street. These are the kind of questions you got to ask. I don't know. So I need to ask some questions tonight. Maybe I gotta go live. If they shut this government thing down, they go for 3-4 months, will the cities have less money coming in, so now they can't house the illegals? Come on, man. Come on. Talk, Trump.
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected.
Democrats do not want to shut down. We stand ready to work with Republicans to find a bipartisan compromise. We are only hours away from a government shutdown.
And they're couching it in relation to the medical part. You know, don't know one thing, do it. Now listen to this here. Then we'll break this thing down, okay? I got some serious information to show you after this here. Check this out. This is between Schumer and Trump, and a historical thing that I found out. All by the numbers. It will blow your mind. Check this out first.
Democrats may have chosen to shut down the government tonight, but we can reopen it tomorrow. All it takes is a handful of Democrats to join Republicans to pass the clean, nonpartisan funding bill that's in front of us. And I really hope, that some of them will join us to reopen the government, resume bipartisan appropriations work, and get back to the business of the American people. And I think that's evidenced by the American people would like to have us do. Great irony in this discussion tonight that the Democrat leader was characterizing the New York Times as a biased poll, but I think it's where the majority of the American people are. They don't want all the sideshows. They don't want hostage taking. They want their elected representatives to get down and do the work that they sent us here to do. And part of that is getting this appropriations process back on track, something that we should have done a long time ago. So I'm going to hand it over to the whip, Senator Barrasso, and then my other colleague.
Well, he said, and the American people don't want this hostage taking. I want you to think that maybe he's trying to hint at something, because I'm going to throw something at you after this. Just hold tight. And when he said hostage taking, he's referring to us, but is he talking about the Middle East? That's what I'm trying to say. Check it out.
Well, the radical wing of the Democrat Party demanded that Chuck Schumer shut down the government, and he did that today. What that radical wing had told him to do was work with them through his war room. He had a war room going for the last 8 weeks to orchestrate the shutdown. But the cracks in the Democrats are already showing. When we had a vote on our proposal to keep the government open, the clean CR, right before the recess, we had 1 Democrat vote. Tonight we had 3. So the cracks are beginning to show there is bipartisan support for keep.
I don't like these words. War room, shut down. War room, shut down. Cracks. When I think economics, when you have cracks like an economy, you go into a depression. I want you to listen to these words he just said. Not my words. He went into the war room. Well, Pearson, that's where they sit and have meetings. Okay. I'm just looking at the language. The war room. I think they're trying to tell us something.
Keeping the government open in spite of the fact that Chuck Schumer is forcing a government shutdown, regardless of the cost, regardless of the consequences to the American people. This truly is a Democrat-owned, Chuck Schumer-owned shutdown. There's no negotiation. It's a shakedown when he asked for $1 trillion for 4 weeks. It's absurd. We're happy to see that the Democrats are already starting to...
All right, now check this out. You see that? The last vote they had today? 55 in red, 45 in blue. With all the years I've been teaching you guys on all my channels, when you see these numbers, what do you think? What is 55? And it's in red. They want you to think that's Republican, don't they? Suppose I told you that's 55. Julius Caesar died at 55 years old. He was stabbed 23 times. And the red, Republican, the red is blood. And what's blue? 45. Wasn't Trump the 45th president? Put it together, people. I think they're speaking without speaking through this event. I want you to really concentrate. You want to rewatch this video. They threw code words in there to me. And you can look at this. 45 is Trump. 55 is Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar died at 55 years old. What are the odds? It could have been 70 to 30, 20 to 80, 60 to 40, 49 to 51. No, 55 and 45. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Here's your villain, allegedly, Chuck Schumer. Look at his birthday, 11/23. 11/23. Let me see. Is Chuck Schumer Jewish? Let me see. Is Chuck Schumer Jewish? See? I thought he was Jewish. This makes it more from what I'm trying to tell you. I believe this is more about Israel because the climate is this. Yesterday, they gave, that is Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu gave what? They're giving Iran, Hamas, 72 hours. And if you go back and listen to this video with the language, the war room, stuff like that, it's like they're talking about this war thing. And because he's Jewish, I'm not picking on Jews, I'm just saying, think about what I'm saying. They're couching all this information, and now it just happened to be Chuck Schumer, who's Jewish, and you got the Middle East situation going on. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you guys? Watch the numbers. 11/23/2024, his last birthday. Today is 9/30/2025. The shutdown. If we have WAR, we might have a shutdown too. The difference is what? 312. Trump received 312 votes when he lost to Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, when he beat Kamala Harris. Electoral College, 312 votes. That's what Trump had. But look at this. 44 weeks and 4 days. 4 and 4 is 8. 84 is what? Barack Obama was born August 4th. What do you think? Is that coincidence? Chuck Schumer versus today gives you 312. Trump's vote total count. Electoral College. Now look, Trump's birthday, last birthday, 6/14 versus today, 9/30, government shutdown. The difference is skull and bones, 322. It's also 108. Kennedy, we just celebrated his 108th birthday on May 29th. Then his 316, like John 316, sacrifice. They're speaking on other issues through this issue. Those of you all who have been part of this channel for a while, you know I dig it up. I dig it up. I want to show you how they're talking. Now look, 11/23/2025, Chuck Schumer's birthday this year. 6/14/2026, Trump's birthday next year. The difference is 622. Now you see it? Now do you see it? Pearson, what do you mean? Trump's birthday versus Chuck Schumer gives you 622. We bombed Iran on 622. I told y'all, this is about the WAR. This is about the possibility of unaliving Trump. That's what this is about. They're telling you through this charade. That's what I believe. Now look, the last time they had a government shutdown was 12/22/2018. 12/22/2024, anniversary of the last government shutdown. Today is 9/30/2025. The difference is what? Boom, 9/11. God gave me a gift. I'm showing you. If you don't know Jesus this time, please pray for me, and I'm going to pray for you. We got to make it to the finish line. Something's about to happen. America's going to be destroyed, people. We're done. And they're telling you. And they're a lying bunch of scum, all of them. They're in on it. They know the country's done. They know economically, $37 trillion in debt. We can't even pay the interest on the debt. And they've let illegals come over here and others come over here. We're infested with enemies. They know it. So they're going to surrender to the New World Order. That's the plan. So they want to keep bringing pain. I don't care what nobody say. Let me know what you think. I'm Friendship Pearson. I think I'm going live tonight. God bless.